All right, welcome. My name's Mark, and this is Spirit Child 1723. For those of you returning, I appreciate it, and those of you new, welcome. Um, get something to drink if you want, or something to munch on, and this is meant to be entertaining, and hopefully relaxing, and has some value. All right, so we're doing Aquarius in the month of June. Spirit, please and thank you. Aquarius in the month of June. Remember, energy moves around, and you know, part of the reading could be talking about you on one side, and then flip over to your person. You get that card for Capricorn. All right, Emperor. We got Aries out there. Then you got Sag with balance. All right. So for Aquarius, the Nine of Wands. So, this is somebody working hard. They're saying to protect your energy and what you've worked for. You're real close. You've already seen it bring in manifestations, but this card's reminding you not to let down your guard on your, hard achieved goals. And next card out is the Emperor. That's Aries energy for the people who like signs. Um, Logic and organization will increase your success. I've been working on that. There's room for lots of improvement. Take charge of the situation, accept the leadership role, structure and discipline. So this is about stepping up energy. This is beyond the king, right? This embraces all the energy of all four kings and then some, right? Um, this person ain't changing anything. There's that. Basically, what you see in his left hand is representing the world, right? That's his oyster. That is holding the pearl, right? This guy has what he wants and knows how to get it. If it gets taken out of his life, he can replace it. Knows how to use resources. This is someone who's already built themselves a legacy. This is successful, very successful, Aquarius. I don't know if that's for you or your person. This is supposed to be your energy, the way this format is laid out by me before the reading. And then we have balance, Sagittarius. Blending the ideas of others with your own to create something ex- extraordinary. Successful compromise, the power of diversity, self control, patience, and balance. So, this is kind of like, to, you know, there's an equal um you know flow going out as well as coming in, and that's kind of the how the wheel of life goes, giving and receiving circle actually, but this is talking about staying open, excuse me, staying open to sharing ideas with others and doing stuff, you know if it's the right type of people or person, that you guys can kind of share uh, different goals and ideas and get there, in a creative way by blending with each other, you know. So that could be somebody in business that's sitting on the fence, doesn't know whether to trust somebody or what they're going to bring to the plate. And this is saying, use your intuition, do all your 3D stuff, check their background, make sure they say who they are, and you know, this is saying that, if everything's green light, then go for it. And we have the Five of Fire, conflict with others, causing opposing opinions. Walk away from drama unless situation is really worth your time, then stand up for yourself. Very ambitious people. So, so this is a card of holding your own values and not being distracted by what society or other people uh, try to reflect on you or bring, I don't know, try to change your belief system if it's not in alignment with the masses, right? So this is about being in conflict with people at work or in a relationship or whatever, and it's just yuck. It's not going anywhere. This is how you can lose your energy, right, and get unbalanced. You know, you know the balance card's here. You know, a lot of this will make you unbalanced. All right, the next row is from John Holland. Tarot of the Heart, I believe it's called. I believe he only has 3 decks: Psychic Tarot, Tarot of the Heart, and then Spirit Messages. All right, Love Abounds, number 1 card. All right, starting of a cycle. This is your person here, Aquarius, in the month of June. The person in your energy, the person on your mind, challenging times, blossom, and master. Oh, wow. Well, if you're the emperor in the first row, then I guess you're you can go after the master in the second row. All right, so this has the Eye of Thoth here. Love abounds, so some beautiful energy here. It's about having that open heart chakra, and for some, it's early on, something new in love. Could be self-love too. It doesn't always have to be a romantic partner. You know. Next card out is 5, challenging time. So you had that 5 of fire, so that's kind of repeating itself. That's in your person's energy too. Um, you know, this is showing kind of the dark, a dark version of, the sunset or whatever. Purple in this deck is spirituality. So this is somebody that you know, um, when everything's peaceful and quiet, they probably can get their answers out in nature, or if they slow down. Um, and sometimes, 3D stuff needs a 5D solution, and sometimes it needs you to drop the thinking that you use to get in that bind. You need to let go of that so you can try something else, or someone, a pattern or a remedy that's outside of the thinking that developed the problem. Then we have blossom. So this is your person's energy turning around. This is the female side, and then the male side right behind it. The master. So these are really really great energy your person has, Aquarius, or whoever you're going after. This person's working off their solar plex energy. It looks like it's coming from their heart, but it's all yellow. So I'm gonna say, that's this person's moved into action. They're not scared anymore. They're moving away from the student, and they're a doer now. And they're having results that people see in their life. That's the female side, and on the male side, they have master. Um, for those of you know, he's kind of got the Tai Chi hands around the ball of energy, which is his heart. Um, I'm not sure if they're saying it's locked up, but he's being protective of it, and it's probably smart. The male energy of this person, Aquarius, is, they're a little protective of they've been hurt before. Doesn't mean they won't love, doesn't mean they won't open it, but they're a little cautious. All right, let's take a few from this singles and relationship deck. I got 2 off the cuff. Living yourself, just not love. Huh. 2 more for Aquarius in the month of June. For those of you that have been liking the videos or sharing or commenting, I appreciate it. It doesn't go unnoticed. Ambivalent. All right. So, losing yourself. You feel lost in your partner. It's okay to be yourself and have your own life too. Okay. So, this is sort of like, don't drop everything you're about just because you start, getting involved with somebody. And sometimes that's hard to do, depending on how we're brought up or how we're taught to, pursue or mm, navigate a relationship to be. Um, Lust, not love. Passion isn't the same as lasting love. Don't get sucked in just by good sex. All right, well, I guess somebody need to hear that, you know. Passion isn't the same as lasting love. Don't get sucked in just by good sex. So for some of you, they're saying, the physical feeling that's going on is mostly lust. You have to determine that for yourself. Seeking perfection. Everyone has flaws. Choose only 5 must haves in deal breakers that matter. So we were just talking about this in Capricorn. You know, think of the attributes and characteristics you want in somebody. See if you have them and practice them. But also, when somebody checks off enough of the boxes, you got to overlook. You got to overlook some stuff. You got to give yourself a chance to get to know the person. But this is saying, sort of the same thing. If some of the very important core stuff to you, for example, children's a big one, you know, especially when you're younger. Some people want to have a family, some don't. Sometimes that combination works, sometimes it ain't gonna get off the ground. And I've seen so many, otherwise what seemed like really good relationships when that topic came up that they grew apart, or they departed ways. Not departed, parted ways. Ambivalent. You say that you want a lover, but you're not all in. Take time to figure out what you want. Okay. So it's talking about a little self-reflection. Again, knowing that characteristics of what's important to you and what, like if you're someone of integrity, you probably want someone else that has integrity at a certain level. This is saying you're putting out the energy that you want somebody, you want someone. Um, I'll just say it, but you're being too picky. And there's nothing wrong with having certain standards, but for some of us, we can use that as an excuse to take away all the action of dating or even considering getting to know somebody. Don't get mad at me. I'm just the messenger. I'm telling you what energy's coming off that card for you, Aquarius. All right. Spirit, please and thank you. We've got a few cards to close up this reading. Appreciate the likes. Anyone who's subscribed or left comments, I just want to thank you again. I'm asking for help, man. Help me get over that 500, man. I'll back off on asking for subscribers. I promise. Send me over the 500. There's people that come and view this, all different people, and there's some that return, small handful. They've already subscribed, if they watch it on the, all the time already. All right, so we have chemistry. There's strong magnetic attraction here. So again, there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone, and we're all adults here. Just be careful. Like if you're really looking for love and it's lust, then after the honeymoon stage, you're gonna have what you have. Calling in your soulmate, your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. You're kind of mirroring a little bit of Capricorn. I wouldn't say exactly, but there's something between Aquarius and Capricorn going on here. And then we have keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. So again, with that, making that list and having few things that are deal breakers. If you have something that somebody cheats once, you're done with them. There's nothing wrong with that. If they've shown you they're gonna cheat, then you don't want anything to do with them. That to me, that sounds like you're protecting yourself from wasting your time, and many other things. Um, so that ain't bad, Aquarius. There's some strong, there's some strong characters, in the first 2 rows. The first row is you, so the Emperor card, and then in the second row we have that female energy in the Blossom card, and that male energy, in the Master card. And both cards have the energy of green and yellow, which green's the heart chakra and yellow's solar plexus. Yellow's about moving into action. So the feminine in your energy, Aquarius, they seem to be, kind of going after what they want in their career and probably love too, but I'm getting this energy that this person, their career is important to them. All right, so at the end of the reading here, we're going to take a time-in or answer card. I'm going to give you like 60 to 90 seconds while I shuffle these. To think of one question that you want an answer or you want a time-in answer for. Let's see what the angel answer deck comes up with for Aquarius in the month of June. All right, guys. Nothing jumping quite yet. Everybody got their question in their mind? All right, here we go. All right, we're going to take the top card. Nothing was jumping. We have recovery. Well, the answer to your question or your timing is recovery. So it sounds like you need to pause, hold off, you know. Um, it looks like you have plenty of angelic and spirit guides helping you. So maybe it's just a little temporary rest. But that's what I have for you, Aquarius. Thank you for allowing me to read your energy this month. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell and all that stuff. I'm not a great YouTuber, but I know those are the things that need to happen.